reason is they never tell their family that I'm doing homeless. If you answer to the interview, and maybe their family would see the video, maybe their problems would occur between their families and themselves, so they are not very eager to respond to an interview. So kind of stigma to be homeless they strongly have in their mind. Maybe I should start from a history of Sanya town, and this is a town of daily laborers, and although the labor market is not very active nowadays, it was very active days in 20 or 30 years ago, and street runs through here, and in the morning a lot of daily laborers gather here, and managers are looking for laborers. Nowadays a kind of an active market disappeared, and a lot of people who were involved in daily labor lost their jobs and become homeless. Company use unstable situation of homeless people as an origin of their income. Companies no more offer a kind of welfare anymore, but the welfare system by a government is not working.
The doors on the right side will open.
A lot of homeless people says they need a job, and actually a lot of homeless people does have their jobs. It's not very stable and not a lot of income they get constructing building or making roads or bridges. The value of life and the value of themselves are identified with their work. If they lost their jobs, they feel they also lost the value of themselves or the value of their lives.
I'm one of the homeless, and 10 years ago I lived near. Suddenly I get homeless. People say what call me internet refugee. Internet. And sometimes if I get a little money, I stay internet cafe.
テントがあります。日本でいうとホームレスと呼ばれている人たちが住んでいるんですけれども、以前は2年前、私たちが住んでいた頃、4年前とか見始めた頃は300人ぐらいですけども、去年行政の方のプロジェクトがあってアパートに移り住んだ人がで、残った人がここに残りたいって言った人が今40
人。名前が NR カフェといって、NR カフェっていう意味は絵がある、絵が置いてあるというような、意味の名前なんですけれども、今4年ぐらいやってるのかな。テント村の中で、僕が住み始めて、それでそういうテントの前とかで、始めたカフェです。で、そのNRカフェというのは僕と一番2人でやっています。
で、物々交換カフェでお金ではなくて物を持ってきて、それで支払っていくシステムなんです。というのは、このテント村が物を交換しながらっていう関係があったので、そこから交換します。で、今はカフェがここにあるんですが、あと文芸部文芸を書いてみんなで見せ合う部活動とか、あと手芸部もあるし、私はパンティっていう男以外トランスの人も女の人も
はっきりわからないんだけど、その社会の構造とかの問題もあって、一つ男の人は出稼ぎっていうか家を出て自分の家と遠くのところへ行って働くというような働き方を地方の人とか結構していて、でその出稼ぎに来てそのままホームレスになるっていう人もいたと思うし、その家の外に出ていくのが男で家に残るのが女だというような、考え方も強くあるので。
big there are cafe and the bar and the casino, everything.
Nowadays, mostly supporting homeless people who are living in a public place, like a large park or riverside. In their life, they always have difficulty of an eviction from city municipals or Tokyo metropolitan cities, and then we support them, and then of course if necessary we struggle with them against an eviction. There occurred a civil eviction by police against the migrant worker community.